Okay, so the first childhood story that came to my mind when I heard we were sharing these stories is probably my finest hour as a human being. So basically, when I was probably around like 7 years old, I tried to sharpen my finger. That's right, I tried to sharpen my finger. Why? I thought that like fingers were like pencils, and if you sharpened your finger, you'd have a sharp finger instead of a round finger. And apparently I wanted to know what it would be like to have pointy fingers. Quickly I found out that flesh is made out of flesh, and you're made out of flesh and blood. And as soon as I put my finger in the sharpener and started turning, obviously I went ouch and pulled my finger out. And yeah, that's the day I found out that crayons and fingers are two different things. But yeah, another thing I remember from my childhood is my mom always used to drink like black tea, like with sugar and milk in it, like tea. And I was really small, but I would watch my mom drink tea, and I would literally beg her to give me tea. And I remember her saying no, and since I was a child and no didn't make sense to me, I would be like frustrated, and I would be like, Mom, please, like I just want to drink tea, like I want to drink what you're drinking. And you know, some day, like times she would give in and she would let me have like a sip of tea. Like now I understand why she didn't want me to have it, because it has caffeine in it, and if you're gonna give like caffeine to a child, like it's not a very smart idea. Like I would always eat sugar anyway, so if I was like on a caffeine high, she, poor heart, probably wouldn't be able to take care of me. So yeah, I remember bugging the crap out of my mom to let me drink coffee, or not coffee, tea. Yeah, and then I think when I got old enough, like this was a reoccurring thing, like I was like, God damn it, when am I gonna turn the age when I can drink black tea with sugar and milk? And then I was like 12, and she like used to bring it for me in like the sippy bottles. You know how like they have those like Rubbermaid like see-through sippy bottles? She would literally give me tea in the sippy bottles because I'm a baby who loves caffeine. That's still true. Okay, so I think my most embarrassing moment from my childhood was, oh my god, I still remember it to this day, and now that I think back on it, I'm just like, why was I so embarrassed? Like, it was such a like cute little thing, and like it didn't, I don't know, it wasn't a huge deal, but like I don't know, I guess at the time I was like so embarrassed for myself for doing this. But like now that I look back on it, I'm just like, why? Like it was like not even that big of a deal. But basically I went with my parents, or my whole family, like my parents and my brother. We went to this like Native American reserve, or Canadian reserve. And I don't really remember where it was, because we went on a lot of trips when I was growing up, so I don't remember where exactly this was. But I remember like it was so cool. I remember there was like a room where we went in, and they showed like how they sewed like the leather patches and all that stuff. And I was like, oh my god, like this is so cool. And I think I was just with my dad at this point, and we were kind of just like walking down like a wooded area. And I guess he had stopped to look at something, or he had stopped maybe to check his phone. I don't really remember, but I think he kind of lagged behind. And so I was just walking, and there was like another tall man. My dad's tall, so there was like another tall man beside me, and I was really little, so I was kind of short. And I kind of just looked up and saw like this tall guy, and I was like, oh, it's my dad. So I just went to grab his hand, and I held the guy's hand for like a good 5-10 seconds, and then something was like, I don't know, something inside me was like, this isn't right. And I looked up, and the guy was looking down on me, and he was kind of just like, aw, because I think he kind of realized what happened, like, oh, like this little girl thought I was his dad, her dad or whatever. So he like looks down at me and we make eye contact and I was like, oh my god, and I like for some reason I was like, oh my god, I can't sorry. I was like, oh my god, I can't believe I just did that. And like, I think I ran away. Like, I just grabbed some guy's hand and then just freaked out and ran away. Yeah, it's basically like my history with guys too. Just hold their hand and freak out and run away. But yeah, I told my dad about it and he was like laughing at me. He was like, oh my god, I can't believe you did that. But yeah, I don't know. I wish I had like crazy ass stories about like, I don't know, doing crazy stuff. I never like did a lot of pranks or anything either as a kid, so yeah, I don't know. I hope I find more stories to tell you guys.